Working. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to a very old and old school Flash game over here on Armor Games. This is Warfare 1917. It has been published in 2008, so almost 10 years ago. And yeah, it's basically just another Flash game about war, but guys, that I really like this kind of like old school Flash games, and this was one of the first that I played that introduced me in the brutal aspects of war, and more specifically about World War One. And I said, you know what? Since I really like that game, I decided to like play it for you guys to see it. And what better time to play it than when we will technically celebrate 100 years from World War One. So it's 2017 and the game is called Warfare 1917. So technically, based on the events that are happening in the game, it's 100 years from then, and 100 years since World War one of the most devastating wars in the history of humanity, except for World War II that happened after the other one. So we'll just go for a new campaign. We still have this very old British campaign saved over here. I can't even remember the last time I played it. I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna play with the Germans one. It's a little bit harder, but it's totally doable. And yeah, there's also it's a little bit funny because there's also a Warfare 1944. But if I want to keep this rule of playing it like 100 years from when they happened, then I'd have to wait until 2044 to play it. That'll be too long. We'll figure out when we play the other one, but I'll probably play as Americans on that one, and on this one we'll play as Germans. So we play as both sides. So known for their hardy infantry and Sturmtruppen, that is the assault troops, the German army of 1917 were a fierce fighting force, taking a defensive stand on lands they've had gained through occupation. The German army strategy was much more suited for trench warfare. Indeed. We started assault troops right away. So basically, all it is, you have this is the campaign map, and you have like a few missions. Like if I can remember, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 missions. I'll probably not be able to do all of them at once, but and as you do the battle, you will get experience points, which you can use to upgrade your infantry or your fire support. The game is divided like that. What I usually recommend is that you focus on one of them for the most part, like either infantry or fire support. You can get both of them if you want, and it's not too bad. But the thing is that whatever upgrade you get, the enemies also get like similar upgrades. Like if you get mortar accuracy, you will notice that somehow the enemy mortars also have similar accuracy. So that's a little aspect that I didn't really like. I was hoping that the enemy might choose like different upgrades than you, and then it have like more random and unbalanced battles. But that technically could mean that it could get run over if they choose the right ones and it don't. But anyway, enough talking. Let's go forward. Make a way across the open field and take that trench. So you press that. You also have hints over here. Nothing too special. Just a very old school Flash game, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, are starting going to appear from over here, moving around with the arrow keys. The British have arrived already and have occupied the trench. I'm gonna start sending the Stormtroopen already, and they're moving out. Okay, I must send them fast, because if they reach the end of the line, you win. There's two ways you can win this game, and that is by either completely destroying the enemy morale or by taking the ground. Now they're gonna get into the trench, but the assault troops are specifically designed to take out the trenches with their grenades, and we have additional infantry to support them. I'm gonna call in more of them. As you notice, the time resets everything every time you call someone, so it's important you call like as there's also landmines that might be problematic. We'll call in more guys. There you go, we already got some upgrades. Mines are very painful, and we have effectively got to the trench. I'm going to play like I'm not going to play the most effective run basically. For example, all I need now is just to send a guy over, and once they reach the end they'll basically win. But I'm gonna wait and try and take out more enemies. This might be risky because they're gonna use grenades as well. They sent in some of their own assault units. But the reason why I try to kill as many of them as possible is to get some more upgrades and you know, have better troops. Although, as I said, not entirely necessary. Alright, let's send these guys in, and we should have them. Enemy ground taken, you win. So as I said, either take the ground or get the morale, and yeah, you have to make sure you deploy like the guys from like as far right on the bar as possible, because those take the longest to recover and like be deployed again. On the next one, this is changed on the Warfare 1944, and every unit has its own independent cooldown, but in that one they also have like you know, money involved, so you have to keep that into account. So obviously we killed more enemies, we deployed similar amount of squads, but we lost far less, and we have taken the trench. No one has used any supports, and we have the machine gun available now. What do I want to go for? I have 4 points. I would like to go for a support run. They are pretty cool to get, you know, with the faster resupply and the heavy barrage of fire. Now that is to say, the machine gun trench is very effective, and you really like to get that early on, and especially, and also deals with the 30 damage more for Stormtroop, and not to mention the extra boost for morale is very effective for the Germans because they tend to break off a little bit easier. Let's get these, and we'll get defense, and I don't know, maybe we'll focus on infantry, and we'll see about support later. You can also play it yourself. Obviously, this game is free. There's nothing to be worried about, so you can play it yourself and do the different upgrade run if you want. Tommy's long run. Hold the line here. Tommy has a long way to come. Okay, so now on this one we'll be playing defensively. We will have our own trench that we'll need to defend. So obviously the first thing that you want to get is the machine gunner, because it takes the longest to get. But you do have the trench. They're sending in infantry, but there's landmines, there's also barbed wire, and obviously the machine gunner just absolutely decimates the infantry. Now the assault units are a little bit better prepared to deal with that, and especially with the grenades it can be problematic, but our machine gunners managed to take them out. And look at this slaughter. This is emblematic for World War I. What's gonna happen over here? Just complete decimation of units via machine gun fire, combined machine gun fire. Now you hear that? Those are mortars. So as I said, the game is not fair, and the enemy does have access to more advanced support options than you. Now the mortar is not very accurate, and it's also not very damaging, as you have seen. They have missed every single shot, but there is a little bit of randomness in this game, and sometimes it can hit you pretty hard. And they are already firing a second one, so I don't know, I'm gonna try and send some guy. It's too late for now. I'm gonna send this guy forward, probably sending him to die, but I want to... The thing is that you can only have 3 units in the trench, and everything else you call in extra are just going to go over, so you know, you don't want that. So you can click on this to like send them, or you can click this to lock the trench and basically say that no one is allowed in it. Okay, we have the assault units that will be going across the field and hopefully taking the fight to them. It's important to spread around your troops if you can, so it confuses their support. They're still targeting the trench, and they do fairly good on that. I'm gonna try and send in as many guys as we can for one final push, but also call in some extra machine gunners in case the push fails. Machine gunner is not as effective in the open, but still decent. And some bugs over here, but we did win eventually. Obviously not the most performant game, if I may say so myself. We got a new unit officer, which is very good for like boosting morale. But also when it dies, it does like have a big impact on all the troops around them. So let's get more defense on while entrenched, and let's get faster reinforcements and better morale. The industrial action is very good, and obviously the stormtroop and is these two are very good, and I think they are unique for the Germans. Like most of these are similar for the British as well, if you're gonna play the British campaign. But these ones, I think this and this one are unique. So uh, they're gonna have some of their upgrades, but they're gonna be different, and having more tanks when we get them, it's gonna be good. The officers have the same deployment time as the machine gunner, and they're already pushing forward. That is very bold of them, but we got the machine gunner in position, and it's just gonna clear them out, no problem. Gonna have to try and keep the guys spread in between the two trenches, so we can move guys around if support becomes a problem. And obviously having multiple trenches occupied does mean that we will get extra points at the end. They have called in an officer, but it's just gonna wait in the trench. Let's call an officer of our own. Oh, the landmines, those are very painful. And support is incoming, but it seems it's hitting the forward trench. They're pretty bunched up together, so one round could spell disaster if it hits where it needs to. But yeah, sometimes you just have to wait and pray, basically. Alright, we're gonna move in the assault troops first. They're probably going to die to some landmines, but you do have to sacrifice some of them to clear out. Oh, and they're using artillery now. That is very powerful, but see, there you go. Since I sent these guys forward, they use the artillery to target them, and they are firing over here where they were, where now there's no one else. So they basically wasted one artillery strike, which is very good for us, because you don't want to be caught in something like that, especially in the open. And they're pretty effective against trenches as well, so you know. Alright, they're sending in multiple assault units at once. Hopefully they will be able to overwhelm the defensive positions of the British army. More of them get bugged over here, and yeah, that's really problematic. I'm not sure exactly what causes it. Basically they get bugged, and then they don't stop from movement. I'm not sure if it's from the browser, maybe. It doesn't happen all the time, so hopefully it's just some isolated case. Alright, I do think we have enough time for one more run. And actually, I'm disappointed because we won so fast we didn't get as many upgrade points, so you know, that's a thing that happens in this game. You might want to drag the battle a little longer just to make sure that the victory is completely decisive. So you know, you have that. This one is called close lines, and yes, we do have two trenches that are in the middle and extremely close to one another, so it's gonna be a very rough fight. But we do have our mortars finally. So machine gunner is inside the trench. Now the infantry is also inside, so they have better defensive capabilities over there. But we are going to send in the assault units, and it's gonna be extremely painful for the enemies. There you go. There goes the grenades. The grenades are also throwing in quite randomly. I also send in an officer. That's a pretty bold move. I don't know why they would do that, but there you go. We got him in. Let's try and move this machine gunner unit. It's out in the open, but it should make it. And now we have this other trench. Ah, god damn it! It killed the machine gunner. That's not very good. Call in some other ones. Oh, they got a sniper. Oh, that's not very good. Need to get these guys forward. God damn, the sniper is just completely wrecking us. Yeah, it's wrecking us, but they have called an artillery strike over here, so now that means that the sniper and the enemy units might be taken out by their own artillery strikes. We've also called our own mortar strike just to try and take them out. Alright, try and take out, there you go, finally took out that sharpshooter. And I got the machine gunner, but it's out in the open, so it cleared him out. No problemo, and I got both trenches up and reinforced. So that should give us a fairly decent amount of points. Could also get an officer. We could move out and try and take it, but I think there are landmines over there, so I'm gonna have to maybe send in multiple guys. Ouch. Alright, well, as long as the machine gunner is in there, we have no problems. Ugh. That is very painful to watch. Okay, well, send in this guy, send in this guy. No, oh, artillery inbound. Officer, oh shit, the only officer is the only one alive. And he's dead. That really affects the morale of the troops, losing officers. Okay, let's try and grab in some extra assault units now. I want to finish this battle now. It's been going on for too long. So when you feel like, you know, you've had enough fun, you just call in assault units on top of assault units, and then you just send them in. And I hope there are no landmines until the end. Ooh, that's a rough one. And we got it. Alright, no bugs on this one. Enemy ground taken, you win. And we got nice little bonus points over here. We got our own artillery support. What I'm interested in is to grab the Sturmtruppen, and then we might be able to grab the industrial action just before we get the tanks. Right, so that's about halfway there. You know, let's do. It's gonna be slightly longer than 20 minutes. Let's do another run, and then we'll basically have less than half for the other one, because I did spend some extra time presenting the game at the beginning over here, so you know, it seems only fair. Impenetrable. So now we have another double trench line over here, which is very good and very easy to defend, especially with combined civil machine guns. This game is very realistic in representing the battlefield, you know, with like trenches, barbed wire, random mines that kill you, artillery and mortars that are very random when they hit, but when they do hit, they are very painful. And yeah, just machine gun fire, stuff like that. Like the only thing that's lacking from like a true representation of Warlord 1 is I think the trains, you know, like the how the trains were used effectively in the First World War to, like, okay, they got the sharpshooter over there, so we need to move in guys to take him out. Okay, we did, no problemo. And once again, as I said, they were a little bit ahead, so that's how it works with the mortars. Let's get in these guys to reoccupy the trench. Okay, some minor casualties, can deal with that, no problemo. Alright. Oh god, they got calling in artillery now, so we should be safe from it. They're calling it over here. Now that's interesting. They're not calling it where I have my guys. There are landmines in there and they are really taking out our guys, but there you go, we have this, we can basically take them out if we want to. Okay. They might call in the mortars to, like, finish us off. No, they are still calling it over here. No, it's gas. We need to get out of there. God damn it. Using chemical weapons. That was also a thing used in World War 1, so once again, it is Very good for realism's sake. Alright, let's bomb these guys. Fuck them. They deserve it. Ooh, yeah, let's get that artillery strike in there. Hit them good. Oh yeah. Like what I see. Okay, got double machine gunners in here. Completely leveling them out. Right, they actually survived, so call in a mortar strike as well. Why not? So see, they're very bunched up together. All it needs is one good hit right there, and it just completely demolished. There you go. Just what I said. Alright, the machine gunners should be able to take this out, but just to make sure, I'm gonna send in the massive force, massive assault force over here. So let's send everyone in for this massive one last assault. Machine gunners for support, assault units going in for grenades and stuff. They are just absolutely decimated. Landmines will clear a bunch of them, but should be fine. Oof. Enemy ground taken, yeah. There you go, there you have it. World War One in a nutshell, basically. And now we got the sniper as well, and we're very close to get one more upgrade point for the industrial action. So I didn't get any fire support. It's pretty cool as well. You do have to play this game yourself like a bunch of times in order to see all the possible outcomes, and definitely the barrage of fire, for example, for the artillery is very devastating. But yeah, that will be it for this episode. I'm gonna come back and finish this game because, as I said, I really like it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. As I said, it has been one of my first Flash games that I played, and it's one of my favorites. You know, one of my old favorites and classics. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like. You can check out the 1944 version as well if you have the time. It's over here as well. And yeah, let me know what you guys think and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time when we're going to. Bye bye.